sloppiest, greasiest kebab shop burger on Friday night, and all I could think was, this ain't like no Carl's Jr. or In-N-Out burger I've ever tasted. Just get me on the plane. So yes, you find me a little bit dishevelled at the moment. I'm going to have my shave later on today because it's quite a big day for me. I was going to carry on filming this outside, but yes, a lot to do. Still finishing off a little bit of packing. I think it's just little details at this point. Somewhere in this house is my Ancon external battery charger. I'd be damned if I can find that. But it's little details at this point, thank goodness. And of course, big day in terms of the Hangout. These vlogs aren't for news updates as such, they're more about my preparation for San Diego Comic-Con 2014. But the Hangout today, the cup of tea, lots and lots of blogging guests. I think we've got a full roster of about 8 of them who are going to be joining us. And special guest as well, DC Comics' own Paul Levitz, which I'm just over the moon about this. It's just going to be one hell of a show. I can't wait. So that goes on air at 5:30 here in the UK in the afternoon. I'll put a link up for it here so you can go to it and watch it yourself. Hopefully it won't be too much of a technical car crash, but that should be an interesting show. Penultimate one, because of course our last show is going to be taking place from San Diego. I'm on the plane as of Tuesday, should be arriving on Tuesday evening, and I'm going to take a little bit of time and relaxing and enjoying San Diego's sights as a city, so it should be fun. Right, like I say, it isn't all about the news, but obviously the big thing that's happened this week has been the dropping of the schedules. You may have noticed a bit of a drop-off in terms of the posts that have been going onto the website, and that is completely my fault. Unfortunately, I work as a DJ on an evening, as some of you may know, and when the schedules do drop, they kind of drop around the time when I'm preparing to leave to go and do my evening job, my evening DJing duties. So it has it gets very awkward and complicated because I sit there with the computer. I have the window with the schedule, with the holding page ready to go. I also have the Friends of CCI forum page, which I formatted and ready to go. Because as a moderator for the Friends of CCI, one of my very few duties that I do on that particular site is post the schedules. So the second they go live, then I copy and paste them and then start formatting them for people to read. They act as I know there are the schedules out there, of course, but they can change as need be, and these are kind of like a permanent record of those schedules. Up on the CCI forum, which I think is a good archival method. So that's the reason why we do it. I know it seems very fiddly, and it does take up a lot of time as well. Thankfully, CCI have been dropping the schedules kind of slightly earlier and not on time, because there is no set time when the schedules go live, but 10 o'clock Pacific. I mean, they've been going out something like 15:15 and 20 past. Last night they went out at 6 minutes past 10, so 6 minutes past 6. So I had an hour to kind of get all the typing out. Which does mean, however, that I also haven't had a really good look at the schedules myself. I've only kind of just been seeing them as a blur as I've been copying and pasting them. And in the past, it must be said, I also do just have them on my iPad. And I read them on the plane on the way over and then dissect the whole thing and decide what I want to do. But this year, because of today's Hangout, where we will be discussing the schedules, I have been, and I certainly will be looking a little bit harder this afternoon as well at the schedules. I have been hearing some very dissatisfied grumblings, and frankly, I'm struggling to work out where they're coming from. A number of people have been dissatisfied about the lack of content, certainly from the bigger studios. At the end of the day, they're to be announced, and there's a little bit of speculation on our part. I mean, for example, there's been people saying, well, there's no Jurassic World, Jurassic Park 4 run there. Well, it's possible that Legendary are going to bring that, and they haven't announced what they're going to be bringing. They want it to be a big surprise like everyone else. Marvel, they haven't announced what they're going to be doing. I mean, we kind of know certain elements of that panel because Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, has announced that the full Avengers roster will be flying over from London to appear on stage at Hall H. But we don't know, because the actual panel itself for Marvel, it only seems to be about an hour and a bit long. You see, it's still all in the air. I think people may be getting a little bit befuddled. But I think there's a whole roster of content which I, from even my little glances, are definitely things to keep an eye out for. I mean, I am going to have to tear apart in detail Saturday, because personally, Saturday is going to be a Hall H day for me. So, yeah, that's going to be an early start. It's going to be a tough one. But, people are saying that Friday's a light day. I'm looking through the schedules, and I think CCI can't do right from wrong at this point, because people say there's very little content, but then you look at the Friday schedule, and it's nothing but comics. So they get told that they don't support the comics industry anymore, and they don't do comics panels, and there's all these comics panels, including lots of Batman ones. There's one in particular which is celebrating certainly the early period, or certainly the 60s and 70s Batman, with pretty much every major writer who's still alive on that panel. That's just an incredible lineup. So that I'm interested in. Another panel that certainly caught everyone's attention as well, which is one of those where people say, what's it doing at Comic-Con? But to be honest, it just, I think it fits very nicely, is celebration of NASA, or a NASA panel, which is going to be moderated by Seth Green, who is a big NASA fan. You never know, you might even get Matt Myra from The Nerdist in the audience, because he's not actually on the panel, but he's a NASA fan. And who would not want to be in the room when Buzz Aldrin is up there on stage? Buzz Aldrin at Comic-Con. That's amazing. But this is on the Thursday, and that is happening. That's in 6A. Big room. It will have to be for that panel, because I think a lot of people are very interested in that one. But it's 3 o'clock, and it is already, I mean, people are saying it's a light Thursday and a light Friday. I'm getting a three-way car crash on the first day, on Thursday. 3 o'clock, you've got the NASA panel. You've got Paramount in Hall H, which could be a whole host of things. Could even be new Terminator. Unlikely, it's a little bit far ahead for that. But I'm Interstellar, the chance where Christopher Nolan could be in the room. If I find that Christopher Nolan is in San Diego, that's where I'll be. But if not, there's a panel happening, and I can't remember which room it's in, and it's the musical anatomy of a superhero. I think it's in Indigo. And as a DJ, I love music, and I love the celebration of music. And this panel has got two of my favourite composers at the moment, Tyler Bates and Brian Tyler, who have done the music for Marvel films, very bombastic. Brian Tyler did the score for Now You See Me, which is a rather overwhelming film, but the score is a special effect of its own. It's just an amazing piece of work. And I suspect that is a lock for me. I want to be in the room with that. That's just one hell of a thing. Friday, like I say, all the comics panels, which I think Friday is just going to be one of those where you can just step from panel to panel to panel and just see this embarrassment of riches of all this content that's going to be available for con fans. Saturday, trapped like mushrooms in a very dark, sweaty room with lots of energy and tired people, and then energetic tired people, and yeah, that's Hall H. It's just the behemoth. Sunday we haven't got the panels for, and the the schedule for that drops as the Hangout goes live on air. So hopefully we're going to try and juggle a way for people to get to see what the schedule for Sunday is like live. So that's going to be an instant reaction. So yeah, interesting. It's just a very, very packed lineup so far. I mean, people are talking about it in two ways. There are people that are very much in looking for established properties and finding them, but not finding enough of them. And then there's these big gaps where they don't know what's coming, and it's all forward future thinking stuff that's due in the next year to 2 years. And I think that's the exciting stuff for me. The stuff that no one's not going to see yet. It's only at Comic-Con. So I think that's going to be the exciting stuff for me. Right, I'm going to go because I'm going to get this Hangout sorted out. Like I say, fly in 2 days' time. So hopefully what I will have is a little bit more content in terms of the weekly shows. Because what I'm going to be doing is doing a daily vlog from the Saturday while I'm in San Diego. Saturday to the Sunday. And then we're going to try and organise a wrap-up kind of show as well. And we're also trying to work out how I can do a live hangout around 10, 11 o'clock at night in the Hall H lines. We're going to go down and do a hangout from there, which should be interesting. Anyway, hopefully we'll see you in San Diego very shortly indeed. We can now say 10 days' time to San Diego Comic-Con. So it's getting closer and closer. This is I'm getting excited now, and like I say, I'm very excited about the food as well. I don't think I will ever be able to eat an English burger again because I can still taste it. Yeah, give me a Carl's Jr. or an In-N-Out any day. Right, see you soon.